Hi folks, welcome to coffee chat number 3, I think it is. If you're new here, my name is Lauren Ash. I'm a full-time musician, so here on this channel I share info about what it takes to be a musician. I share videos, I share original songs, and sometimes, like today, I just do these little chit chats where I keep you company, give you updates, and yeah, hopefully you have a good time. So today I want to start off with a very controversial topic. If you'll notice, I'm wearing white, and it's after Labor Day. I know, I'm crazy, I'm wild, but you know, that's how we do it here. That's how we do it. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about like the future of the channel, because I'm gonna make some minor changes, nothing too crazy. You're still gonna get your weekly covers, you're still gonna get an original once a month, but I was making fortnight vlogs every other week, and I'm gonna stop that schedule. I still will post a vlog here and there, but I noticed like every time I would come to the point where I needed to post a fortnight vlog, like many times it would be like, well, I didn't get any footage because I wasn't wanting to be on camera every day or most days, and then I would kind of try to like essentially do what I'm doing now, just chit chat with you all, and it just didn't feel like a true vlog. It felt like something I was feeling more like it was on my to-do list rather than I was excited about, and so I decided to listen to myself and take the pressure off. This is, you know, a fun thing I do on the side, so like, why am I adding pressure? So I took that off myself, and now I'll do a vlog here and there when I feel so inspired, and I think there'll be better vlogs overall. But I'll still be doing these coffee chats here and there, and I think that that's a good like low-key way to tell you all about what's going on, and so you can also get to know me better as a person as well as a musician. So yeah, that's about the fortnight vlogs. Still doing the original a month, like I mentioned. I was contemplating stopping that because this is very exciting. This month was my 1-year anniversary of when I started the original monthly songwriting challenge that I gave myself last September. So part of me thought about like, is this a natural end to that project? I've done one a month for a year, and I still waffle on it a little bit because, you know, just like the fortnight vlog, sometimes, you know, the month gets away from you and then you're like, oh, I need to write an original, and you know, I'm, as many of you probably are, a bit of a procrastinator. So but I ultimately decided to keep it because I think it's good for this channel. I think it's good for you as viewers. I know a lot of people like the originals. I think it's good for me as an artist to push myself to write something, even if they're not all, you know, singles, like hit singles, you know. I was thinking bestseller, but I'm like, I'm not a writer, not a book writer. Even if they're not all like the best song in the world, I think they're good, and I think that they help me grow as an artist and push myself to keep writing and keep publishing, which was the whole point of that songwriting challenge, because I was struggling to finish things and put them out, and if I need the deadline, I need the external deadline as a self-employed artist. So I'm gonna keep them, and actually today, in a little bit, one of them's coming out, so stay tuned for that. I'll have an original song coming out today from me. I hope you watch this video and that video. That would be awesome. And obviously let me know what you think. I love to hear your guys' feedback. And in honor of that 1-year anniversary, I'm going to be having a live YouTube concert on September 30th, which is a Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm going to be doing all 12 originals from this past year, the monthly originals, at that live concert. So that's gonna be really cool and kind of just like a tribute to the project, and just like a culmination of all that hard work, and I think it'll be neat to see and to play them all together. Yeah, I've never done something like that, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So tune in at 6:30 on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. That's the year we're in if you're watching this later on. Tune in. And if you can't tune in at that time, don't worry, it'll be up. You can watch it later at your convenience, or rewatch it, folks, why not? And yeah, I'm excited about that. And I'm also going to be starting a new series for educational content here on the channel. So about, I don't know, a month, a few weeks ago maybe, YouTube picked up one of my old videos. This video was probably like half a year ago, about retirement homes, like why you should consider playing there as a musician, the pros and cons, really mostly the pros because I really enjoy playing at these locations. And you know, YouTube picked it up. Now I'm probably getting like 20 to 50 views a day on that video, which for me is a lot of views, and also that kind of video has more watch time than something like a cover or an original that is just like a 3-4 minute song, 2 minutes, something like that. This video is like, I don't know, like 20 minutes long. So trying to make more content like that because it seems like people are enjoying it, and maybe that is good for my channel as well. And so I've started a new series, so I'm going to be doing just like advice for budding musicians or people who are already in the business, people who are just interested in how the business works. I'm kind of shocked by this, but recently I made a video, the first in this series, about how to make a set list, so how to like start from scratch, how to figure out what songs to play, what order to play them at the gigs, just all that kind of info on set list design. And I posted that video, and I had a gig, I think it was last weekend, where someone came, they've been following me online, and they came to this gig just to see me and brought some friends, which was so cool. And they told me that they saw that video and they thought it was really interesting to hear about what, as a musician, like what's going on in your brain while you're up on stage and performing and thinking about like what songs to play next, or like what goes into making a set list as just a non-musician, you know, audience member. So I thought that was cool that people who even aren't musicians got value out of it. So yeah, I'm going to be starting that new series, and I have started that new series. It won't be weekly or anything like that. It'll be kind of sporadic, again, when I have the time and energy and can really take the time to think out what I want to say. So that'll just be throughout time. I'll add to that series, but I'm excited about that one as well. So that's content wise what to expect for the next little bit on this channel. And just some other info, because this is our coffee chat. I am starting to book for next year, which I'm really excited about. So far, even though it's September, I feel pretty good about the projections at this point in the scheduling process. Yeah, so you'd be surprised, but a lot of venues book, or some venues, I should say, book in September, but then, you know, it gets increasingly more as it finishes out through this year and beginning of next year. So people really plan far ahead for booking when it comes to being a musician. And so you got to start early, and a lot of it is just reaching out and kind of reminding people that you want to come back and that you're a musician for, you know, on their roster, and asking when they start booking so you know when to reach back out. Because I've had times where I think I've slipped through the cracks just because I wasn't like making my presence known at the time they were booking, and people are really inundated with all the musicians that they have, just the way I'm inundated with all the places I play at. Like, it's a lot to keep track of. So I think it's good to just kind of knock on their door periodically and be like, hey, I'm here, I'd like to play. At least that's what I do. So started that process, and I have like an Excel sheet where I'm writing down who I reached out to, when, what they said, and when to reach back and all that. But I've started booking, so that's exciting. And I'm, as this year, you know, it's September now, so starting to think about goals for the rest of the year. And when my busy music season calms down, which I have a decent amount of gigs actually through the rest of this year, which usually it dies out more in like November, but I still feel like there's a good amount in November and December, not anything crazy, but a good amount. And so once the gig season dies down a little bit, I think that I'll have a little time to kind of reset and relax. And then I'm hoping after that reset to have some time before it kicks back up again to try to focus on recording all these originals that I've put here on YouTube in a more polished way for things like Spotify and all the streaming platforms. I'd really like to get all of that music up there. Right now I have my Safe Place up on Spotify, but I'd like to get the rest and, you know, start that chapter of my musical journey, so to speak. So hopefully I have time for that. Hopefully I have energy for that. We'll see. But that's on my my hopeful agenda. And believe it or not, Christmas music will be here before we know it. We'll have to start learning, relearning and learning new Christmas songs for December when I play different Christmas gigs. So that's its own separate beast. And for some reason, Christmas music, I have a hard time remembering. I think because I just only hear it or play it, you know, in December each year. I'm not a Christmas music all year kind of person, so I kind of just, it's in that short period of time, and then if I have a brain that if I'm not using the information, if my brain deems it like I don't need it, I forget. I forget, so I have to recall and remind myself of everything. So that'll be coming up soon. Yeah, so that's all the musical things that currently I'm, you know, thinking about for the rest of this year and planning. But I also wanted to tell you guys some fun personal stuff that's been happening in the last little bit since I haven't been doing the vlogs. I bought some more plants. No one's surprised by that. I got a little basil plant growing over there. My mom gave me a cutting of her old one because my basil plant died because they're annuals. And so I'm hoping to have basil throughout the cold season, which is great because I'm a basil fiend. So I'm excited about that. I did a big art commission for, I can't say yet because it hasn't like been published publicly. So maybe I'll talk more about that. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about it. But I did a big art commission where someone commissioned me to paint 9 5x7 portraits of different places around town. And it was really satisfying. When I was driving over to deliver the final art, I was like, wow, this is the first time I'm getting paid for a commission for my art as a visual artist. So that was super cool. It was a big accomplishment for me. And also really exciting, I took a trip recently. I went on vacation. Me and my boyfriend went down to Alabama. We went to Gulf Shores and just had like a beach trip where the whole agenda was just beach, just sit on the beach and do nothing, do whatever we wanted. We ended up eating a lot of different places. I think we went to like, it was like almost a dozen or something different places throughout the trip. We ate out, so we kind of had like a little food tour down there. And we went biking in this park that had free bikes for people to, like, you sign up for an app and you could just rent out a bike for however long you wanted around the park and then bring it back. So we went biking a little bit, which was really fun. I really enjoy biking, but I never get to do it, so that was cool. And then we went to Louisiana for a couple days because he's got some family in Louisiana. And that was such a neat experience. I've only ever been to Louisiana once, which was actually last year. I went to New Orleans for a day, and Louisiana as like the state versus New Orleans is very different, and so I got to see more of like the real life day-to-day of a Louisianian, a resident of Louisiana. I got to see more of their, you know, like real life, the culture, I guess, of living in that state. And it's kind of like its own world, honestly. Like, it's in the United States of America. It's, you know, it's still America, but it's, or it's the United States, but it's just different. Like, they have a different accent. There's just a different way of being down there. Like, the people are tough, I think. When you think about all of the hurricanes they deal with and just, I don't know, like everything in their world. That's a loud bird. Do you hear that bird? When you think about all of the, it's like an impermanence to their way of living. Like any minute things could get washed away, kind of a vibe. And so I think that environment makes them tough, you know? And just like living off the land, more of that kind of feeling, at least from the people I met. And so it was very, very neat and inspiring to go down there and to, you know, meet them all. And they're very loving. There was lots of hugs from people that didn't even know me. So lots of hugs. And I have a couple like fun things to tell you guys about too. So I went crabbing which if you're not familiar, because I wasn't, this was the first time I went crabbing. I've gone fishing before, and we did a little bit of that too, but never went crabbing. So you have these like nets, and inside the net you put some bait. They put like chicken and turkey necks, I think it was, in the center of the net. And it's got like 2 rings. And so then when you're on the boat, you drive and you like drop the net into the water, and then you put, I think we put like almost 20 of them in different areas, and then you kind of just do like loops. So once you drop all the crab pots, you come back and then you pick them up, and if a crab was eating on the bait, then when you pick up the net, they get like caught in the net, and that's how you catch them. So it was very interesting. I think it was a pretty slow day. They said that it was like an oddly low number of crabs we got that day, but I think we got like 7 or something. But it was pretty fun, and I ate some of them, and they were good. So that was cool. And also we went to a restaurant, and on the menu there was a thing called cap bread. Cap, like C-A-P, like the kind you put on your head, like a hat. And I was like, what the heck is cap bread? And so they explained it to me, but you know, when you're in a different area and you see a food that you don't know, you have to try it. You just have to. So I ordered cap bread, and essentially what it is like a bread loaf, you know, the kind that, I don't know if you're in your area, but we have like bread loaves that are like a circle piece of bread, and you'll kind of gut out the middle and put soup in it and make like a soup bowl. It's like that, but the bread ball that would make the soup bowl, they deep fry that, and then they dig out the middle and I had like au gratin cheese in mine with like some seafood stuff in it. And I never heard of that. I never heard of it. Yeah, so if you're someone who likes fried dough, get yourself some cat bread. And I also had soft shell crabs, which I never had before. And what was bizarre about that is they just deep fried the whole crab, like shell and all of the soft shell crab. It's just deep fried, and you just eat it. So you're just like eating the shell, but it's soft enough that you can digest it. Bizarre. Anyways, I like trying new foods when I go new places, and I like going to new places. I'm not a super big traveler. I really like being home. I like my routine, but I think it's good now and then to go out and experience something new, and it always leaves you with memorable events and memories. So yeah, I went on a trip, and it was good. I got a little bit of a tan. You probably can't tell because I'm very, very pale, but this is tan, and we had a great time. So I think that's my whole coffee chat catch up with y'all. I hope you enjoy us turning into the fall season now. I'm so excited to be done with this heat, and I hope you guys tune in a little bit later today. I'll be posting an original, and tune in on September 30th, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for the online YouTube Live All Originals concert. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!